Thanks, guys. Welcome into our pregame show and happy kickoff to the Big Ten season. Once again, I'm Mary-Kate Herian, and here with me is Zach Mackey. Let's start off, Zach. Roughish game last week against North Texas. What did you see from Iowa?
Well, it was a little bit of a slow start there. We were a little bit nervous going into halftime down, but all of a sudden the offense started clicking. It was one of those things, too, where you kind of shot yourself in the foot a couple of times with a fumble in the end zone. The celebration penalty as well took 2 scores off the board, and that's never easy.
No, and it would have been a completely different game if those 2 penalties, the fumble and then what happened with Wadley didn't happen. The defense did pick it up in the second half, which was good to see, but if they play the way they played last Saturday, tomorrow,
you're nervous?
It's going to be a mess. No, it's going to be a repeat of last year all over again. But Penn State's offense has one of the top duos in the country with running back Saquon Barkley and quarterback Trace McSorley. Let's start off with Barkley. Big Ten Player of the Year last year. Last season, he is 38 for 307 yards in rushing with 3 touchdowns. He is also leading in receiving with 11 for 241 yards with 2 touchdowns. He is the entire package and definitely a Heisman candidate. These guys talked about their game plan to stop Barkley and attack as soon as he touches the ball. But what are these guys going to have to do to stop him?
Man, what a talent he is. He's going to be really fun to watch. But another guy who's coming into Kinnick here in a night game situation who many are saying could win the Heisman Trophy. So it's a chance to see one of the best right now in Saquon Barkley. And boy, is he dynamic. He's going to get a lot of carries, you better believe.
The guys had a lot to say about Barkley, so take a look.
Very explosive. He's fast. He can run and catch the ball. We're going to have to use great pursuit on him. And all their players, they got many good players, and just rock and roll the ball.
His size and speed, I'd say, he really, when he's in the open field, he's tough to bring down, with one guy. I think that's what makes him super dangerous.
We got to leverage the ball, run to the ball, make sure no cutback lanes are open. That's how big plays happen, and we just got to tackle. He's just a powerful back. He's fast, powerful. He's 230, whatever, something like that, 6 foot, 230. So he's strong, he's powerful. You got to wrap up.
All right, so McSorley, he has thrown 51 of 76 with 753 yards and 9 touchdowns. His career passing total is 4,812, which ranks him at 10th in program history. He has 40 touchdown passes in his collegiate career, which is the 7th most in the Penn State record books. What have you seen from McSorley, and what do you expect to see on Saturday?
Well, he's kind of a guy that came on the scene all of a sudden. Not a lot of hype coming into the season, but he's a good quarterback, but he's got some real weapons, too, because he makes you think. He's able to throw it down the field, but yet he's got maybe a Heisman Trophy winning running back in the background as well to be able to hand it off. So you can't predict it, what's going to come next, and I think he uses that to his advantage.
The defense also talked on Tuesday about what they expect to see from McSorley.
He's explosive again. He can throw the ball and he can run the ball. We're going to have to, keep eyes on him. And like I said, they got many good players, and they'll come ready to play, and so will we.
And they can be a pretty big play team, especially, with the quarterback running around in the backfield and just slinging it, after, a while. So we're just going to have to be, doing our jobs and be able to keep him contained and then staying in coverage.
Well, I think he's a good player, and, I think if we just play our keys and just play the defense called, I think
Last year's game, Penn State only allowed 30 rushing yards against Iowa and beat the Hawkeyes 41-14 and completely ran all over them in Happy Valley. The guys touched on the game from last year a little bit on Tuesday and asked about seeking revenge, but they said that wasn't what it was about for them. They are a completely different team. But for the guys that did go to last year's game, this does have to mean a little something extra to them. Plus, it's the first Big Ten game of the season, and how many times do you get the number 3 team in the country coming into your house for a chance for an upset?
Yeah, you got to believe that's in the back of the mind. You don't forget that too easily. There were guys, a lot of guys, obviously, that were on that trip that were there, and it wasn't fun for a lot of people if you were wearing black and gold.
Yeah, Parker Hesse talked about on Tuesday, too, how that plane ride was the longest plane ride of his life coming back from Penn State. And Kirk also touched on some of the guys that are starting this year weren't even on the travel team last year. But, everyone saw that game. I think even the fans want some revenge coming up on Saturday. But let's go to prediction time. Zach, what do you think? Iowa again, I'm assuming?
Well, I think it's hard to bet against the Hawkeyes in a night game, okay? You got the last couple of opponents. It hasn't been good for Penn State. Anytime they've tried to come to Iowa City, Kinnick's going to be rocking. It's going to be a real hostile environment. I'm going to take the Hawkeyes and try to stay perfect 4-0.
Oh, shocker. Weird. I am going to take Penn State. I really want to take Iowa, but just by the numbers, I can't do it. I have some faith that I either think it's going to be a very close game and Iowa's going to somehow come out with it again, and I'm going to be wrong.
14-13?
Yeah, again. Or it's going to be a repeat of last year. I hope it's not, but they cannot play the way they played last week. They need to they need to make some changes from last week, and I don't know. I hope you're wrong, and I hope I'm right, just for record purposes. But that is it for us from the sports studio. Kickoff is at 6:30 on ABC as the Hawks take on number 3 Penn State under the lights in Kinnick Stadium.
Come back every Friday to watch right here. Mary Kate and myself break down each of Iowa's opponents. Guys, we'll send it back to you.